Hey everyone, it's Abby. So I kind of haven't been doing YouTube videos for a little while, and I'll kind of get into that during this video. So 2023 was kind of a crazy year for me because we moved to Wales from Seattle, Washington. And that is just very involved, and I was honestly surprised that I had time to do as many videos as I did last year and as many projects. And we've had quite a few adventures since we got here as well. I'll also talk a little bit about my future costume plans that I hope to start this year. So let's get into it. So we started last year by packing all our things in Seattle with the dogs and moved all the way over to Wales. Whew, was it a year. I was able to bring quite a few of my costumes and a lot of my recent historical makes, so I was kind of happy to be able to do that. I'm not really going to recap last year's makes as I usually do because we're kind of in June and it's been a bit of time. Maybe I'll do it again next year, we'll see. But I'm kind of going outside of the norm and just doing a video of what I've been doing. I was able to do a couple different historical events last year, so that was really cool. And I made a few new things to go to those events with. The very last one for last year was the wool walking skirt that I made out of wool that I got in London. And I had also knit that 1890s sweater to go along with it. So that was an entire new outfit that I wore in December to that event. So that was kind of cool. What really happened last year and into this year was I really got into knitting. So I kind of started off small with hats and gloves, and I just kind of knit a whole bunch of sweaters and cardigans, one of which I'm wearing right now. I knit skirts. I was all over the place. I was very much hyperfixated on a new hobby, and I think I pretty much spent an entire year fixating on it. So that's honestly, I ran out of sewing videos to post in the middle there when I was knitting, and I just didn't really want to turn this into a knitting channel. So I kind of just decided not to do some videos for a little while, which is perfectly fine. Everything kind of ebbs and flows like that sometimes. And then at the beginning of this year, I really hardcore focused on getting my UK license so that I could drive here. I was a little worried because my international license was about to expire in February because it only lasts a year. And I really wanted to still be able to drive places. So I really buckled down in January and to a little bit into February and just got my license. It was very difficult. I did have an instructor. I did a lot of studying and I got it in the end, and I actually did really well. I think I only had one minor fault in the practical exam. So, yay! But now I can actually drive in the UK legally. Hooray! But I also have been looking for a job, and that takes a lot of time as well. I really have just been focusing on normal life and knitting and not the channel. And there's nothing wrong with doing that sometimes. I feel like if I focus too much on the channel and I'm starting to get burnt out, then I would probably quit. And I don't really want to quit. So I make videos when it works, and I don't make videos when it doesn't. That all said, I had a very, very busy May, and one of the events that we went to in May was the Bridgerton Ball. And that was a really exciting thing to go to, and I was just really happy to finally do one of the historical balls that I've been seeing since I started my historical costuming journey. So that was super fun. And my projects leading up to that was making my husband an entire Regency outfit. So what I have coming up is I have footage from all of that I will be editing and putting up on YouTube. So you have that to look forward to, my entire set of my Regency Bridgerton husband's outfit. So that's pretty cool, I would say. I ended up making him the entire outfit, and we ended up using all natural fibers because he tends to overheat very easily, and natural fibers breathe easier. And I was able to find deals on those as well, so it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. The coat itself was wool, so yes, that was a bit warm, but it also breathes a bit better than anything synthetic. If I was to make him a coat again, I think I would make it out of linen so that it would breathe better and he could use it in the summer. But the wool coat, thankfully, is easy to take off since it's the top layer, and he could just be left with his linen shirt and his silk waistcoat and cotton twill trousers. I was able to finally go to London and attend MCM Comic-Con in May as well, and that was super fun. I have never been to a convention that big, and I would definitely go again. Had a lot of fun. I was able to get another wear out of my Ever After Danielle dress, so that was really cool. And I wore Rogue again as well. As for future plans, I have quite a few, and they're not just knitting ones. So at this point, I finally have gotten around to actually wanting to do 18th century. I want to go and do 1790s. I really like the look of that late 18th century. And I have the pink and green striped silk that I got in LA that pretty much was crying out to be 18th century. I didn't want to listen for a while because I thought that I could stick with the eras that I have already done undergarments for, but of course I finally listened and I'm going to delve into 18th century. There have been quite a few 18th century events around, so I just finally figured out that I should probably make at least one outfit to go to that kind of event. So I'll end up making all the underpinnings, I'll make the stays, petticoats, and I need to get some matching silk for the petticoat because I only have enough of the striped silk for probably just the dress itself and not the petticoat that shows in the front where it opens up. So I will probably end up getting some kind of light green silk to go as the petticoat. I think that would be best. I think a pink one would be really cute as well, but I am leaning towards doing the green just because I like green better. And I could always do a different one in the future because of how versatile 18th century is. I could have a couple petticoats that are interchangeable, that kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes, but I am definitely excited for that. And I've already been researching what patterns I want to use. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fun set of projects to do. I'm not sure when I'm going to start them because I still need to buy the fabric for the undergarments. But I'll probably do a few other smaller projects in between or something like that. But that is definitely the major set of projects that I have coming up, which I'm very excited about. So I also want to make a matching wool jacket and waistcoat for my wool walking skirt because I actually have quite a bit of that matching wool and I need to find some projects for it, and I'm pretty sure I can use all of it. But I will start with the jacket and the waistcoat at some point. Probably not soon, but I might add them as small projects in between if I get kind of tired of some of my other projects. I especially think the waistcoat would be a fun small project to do, and having a matching waistcoat is always a good idea. I also have a vintage fur coat that I was given by a friend that I really want to use for some winter things. It is really well preserved, but it is too small for me. So I will be using it for trim and that kind of thing. So it's going to be very interesting to go through and cut it up and figure out what bits to use where. And I am very excited for that one as well because I left a coat back in the States that I had trimmed with fur that I really loved wearing in the winter because it was super glamorous. But I also want to use the fur on some historical 1890s garments because I really think it'd be kind of fun to have an 1890s fur trimmed coat of some kind. I think that would be fun. but I am going to probably focus on the modern coat first. Although the pattern I got for it I think is 1940s, so it's not exactly modern, but I mean, I'm going to be using it in a modern sense, so that's why I would call it modern. I just really like the idea of a really full skirted coat and putting fur on that. Sounds like a really fun coat to have. And I got some Kelly green wool that I'm going to use for the pattern as well, so it's going to be a bright green with the fur trim. I just think that's going to be a fun winter coat to wear and warm, so that will be useful. And as always, I also have a bunch of other cottons and silks that are looking for projects as well, so I may end up adding a few here and there. We'll see where we get. Thank you for joining me today as I kind of went into why I've been gone so long. I also have a lot of exciting projects to work on this year. Plus, I have the Regency men's outfit videos coming soon, so that's something to look forward to. Happy sewing! And cotton twill top and cotton quilt and cotton twill twat. Oh my god! And cotton twill trousers. And cotton twill trousers. Well, there we are. Do you want to appear to me? Come here. Okay. Oh my. Must have the girls. Yes, hello, Bean. Hello, darling. Hello. Yes, hello. Oh my goodness.